Hello everyone, in this video I show you my secret garden. I still remember clearly the first days we moved into this home. The backyard was nothing more than just a stretch of green grass, peaceful but plain. It wasn't ugly, just empty, like a quiet page waiting for a story to be written. My husband has always been very skillful with his hands, a true handyman. He doesn't talk much about plans or dreams in the big words, but I've learned that when he's silent, something is already forming in his heart, and little by little, without announcements or grand gestures, he began to transform that simple patch of grass into a garden. Not just any garden, but our garden. He started with the ground. I remember watching him lay each brick one by one. He didn't rush. He would place a brick down, step back, look at it, adjust it, then move to the next. It wasn't just work, it was care. Every line, every corner mattered to him. Some days were hot and the sun didn't go easy on him. His shirt would be soaked with sweat, his hands sometimes scratched and rubbed from the stones, but he never complained. He just kept going. And I understood something quietly in those moments. This is how he loved, not through many words, but through steady, patient action. The yard slowly changed. The grass was no longer just grass. It became pathways, little corners, spaces that invited you to pause. And then I began to add my part. Flowers. I planted the ones I loved. Nothing too fancy, nothing too expensive, just simple flowers that could bloom under care. Every morning I would step outside, water them, look closely at each leaf, each bud, and when the first flowers opened, I felt like something inside me opened too. The garden became more than a space, it became a reflection of us. Our marriage is not something that just happened to be beautiful like the garden. It took time, effort, patience. It took showing up even on days we didn't feel like it. There were moments of tiredness, days when life felt heavy, times when silence lasted longer than usual, but somehow we always returned to the garden, to each other. He would fix a brick that had shifted. I would dream away flowers that had faded. No one needed to say anything. We both understood. If we don't take care of it, it will slowly disappear. And maybe that's what love really is. Not something you declare once, but something you keep tending to. There is something very special about the quiet in our garden, not the kind of silence that feels distant, but the kind that feels full. Sometimes we sit there together, not talking, just watching the light fall on the flowers, listening to the wind move through the leaves, and somehow that is enough. When I was younger, I thought love had to be something grand, big words, big gestures, something the world could see. But now I see it differently. Love is in the small things. It is in the way he remembers what I like. It is in the way I notice when he's tired. It is in the way we both protect this small piece of light we've built together. The garden has its seasons. It is not always in bloom. There are hot summers when the plants struggle. There's quiet autumn days when leaves begin to fall. There are even cold, still moments that feel like winter. But I no longer fear those seasons because I know if we continue to care, spring will return. Life is like that too. We cannot avoid difficult seasons. We can choose how we walk through them. We can choose to keep tending, to keep showing up, to not abandon what matters. People sometimes ask me what peace feels like. I think peace is not the absence of problems. It is having a place to return to, a place where your heart can soften. For me, that place is this garden. It was not built with money, but with effort, not with perfection, but with patience, and most of all, with love, a quiet love that lives in every brick, every leaf, every flower. I've learned something simple but true. As long as we are alive, we must care for two gardens. One is the garden outside our home, our space, the life we see. The other is the garden inside our soul, our emotions, and the way we treat one another. If one is neglected, the other cannot fully thrive. Now, when I look at the garden, I don't just see flowers. I see the days he bent down under the sun to lay each brick. I see mornings I stood quietly watering each plant. I see the moments we sat together saying nothing yet feeling everything. And in that I realize life in the end may be much simpler than we think. Just one person beside you, one place to come home to, and one garden where love is mutual daily, quietly, and strong enough to last through